Show.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Real Chat Daddy Show. I want to say good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Monday night edition of the Real Chat Daddy Show. Let me see, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. We're exactly 3 days away from Thanksgiving 2021. All about love, happiness, and good energy with you and your family during this holiday season. And I was out earlier today. The streets are bustling with people. That's all I'm going to say. Everybody's getting ready for Thanksgiving 2021. I have another great show planned for your viewing and listening pleasure this evening. Tonight, we are honored to welcome a icon to the show this evening in honor of November being National Family Literacy Month. And we're encouraging everyone to get the family together and read. But tonight, we have a special treat for our elder community, our senior community. We have a young lady coming on tonight who is a foremost e-commerce expert, renowned educator, and one of the world's best-selling authors, Miss Marsha Collier will be joining us tonight. And she is the author of the For Dummies book series that you find on eBay, like Windows for Dummies, How to Sell Online for Dummies. Her books have been sold all over the world. She's sold millions and millions of copies of books. Her books have been translated into many different languages. So we're excited to welcome her tonight as she talks about her new book, How to Maneuver an Android for Seniors. And so, you know, I'm team Apple, so I have no idea. But Kay Renee, I think a little birdie told me you are team Android. Ladies and gentlemen, our co-host, our good friend, and Android queen, the one and only Miss Kay Renee of Karen's Nuggets of Knowledge. Hello, darling. How are you?
Hello, my dear. How are you? And yes, I am the Android queen. I will not revert to iPhones. Thank you very much.
What?
No.
Our marriage won't last. It will not last. Our marriage will not last.
We've been lasting for 30 years. We last.
It will last. Okay. So because I talked to a couple of people today who said they only know how to do a few things on their phone. I won't bust these people out, but they were like, man, you know how to just do so much on your phone. But I must admit, I am not an Android person and I don't know, how it works, but I guess, it does what it does because there are plenty of you out here with Android phones.
That's right.
Scorpio Lover says, Team Android iPhone is overrated. Oh,
Thank you, Scorpio Love.
Right. Right. So how are you this Monday evening, my dear?
Whew. God is good. I normally, as all of you know, that during this time of year, I bake my world famous sweet potato pies.
Right.
Unfortunately, I've had some issues with my refrigerator.
Oh, no.
So I could not bake my world famous sweet potato pies for Thanksgiving. I'm hoping Christmas, but and I was really kind of down about that, Art. But the one thing that I will say that I saw one of my Facebook friends post about this Thanksgiving to-do list.
Yes.
And one is, be kind, be grateful.
Yes.
Just breathe. The things you cannot control. And
right.
that just kind of reminded me, and be thankful what God has given you.
Yes.
So that kind of reminded me, okay. Yeah, this is the first time in years that I have not baked my pies on Thanksgiving. And again, I was just kind of down about that because that for me is how I express my love to, and honor and legacy of my Nana and my mother. So, I was a little bit down, but seeing this list just gave me a reminder. Hey, it's okay.
Yes. Well, November, of course, is National Gratitude Month. And during this month, we have to be grateful for the good, bad, and everything indifferent. We're living in some very precocious times right now. Just if you watch the news every day, it's enough to just wear you down. We'll talk about some of the top news stories since you and I have last seen each other. My birthday was the last time we've seen each other, and just look at how much news has unfolded since then. So I feel bad for you. Hopefully you'll get your refrigerator, where it needs to be, and then you'll be able to, have your holiday pies, because you do knock it out the ballpark with your pies. So yes.
I do, but it's okay. I saw a lot of my Facebook friends posting sweet potato pies, and I said, okay, that's fine, But I said, you know what, things happen for a reason, and so I just said, okay, let it go. And I can hear my father's voice chirping in my ear. He's like, you don't need to be baking all them pies anyway. You just need to chill. So things happen for a reason, and so this Thanksgiving, I'm just going to rest.
Okay. Did you do anything else this weekend?
Well,
Any other plans?
we had our podcast on Saturday, and not only November marks National Gratitude Month, of course, National Family Literacy Month. It's also National Family Caregivers Month, and we had a wonderful guest whom you know and love, Miss Susan Carlotta Ellis, and she was a fierce advocate and caregiver to her parents and her late brother. And so she gave her personal story about being a caregiver. And I was a caregiver too to my parents and my uncles. So it was a really great, candid conversation. So again, many thanks to Susan for stopping by, and as always to my podcasting sister, Miss Kim Coleman.
Okay, very, very good. Well, I just want to thank everyone who made my birthday just super, super special. From my friend and his kind, generous and generosity overload, I should say. It just was so beautiful. I really am appreciative of that. I'm appreciative of everybody for all the calls, text messages, gifts, dinners, theater, you name it. I had a wonderful time last week, and I'm still quite exhausted from everything from last week. I'm trying to recuperate and recover, and I'm like, man, it's Thanksgiving this week, so that means I'm in cooking mode. So, but just want to thank everybody for all the love, adoration, and just overall goodness that went with my birthday. I just couldn't believe that it was just such a great celebration last week, from just a surprise luncheon to last night, a surprise dinner party. So it all was just really great.
Well, the saying goes, Art, give people roses while they're here, because when they leave you, you can't smell really them.
Right.
So it's wonderful that you got all the roses, the gladiolas, your favorite flower, everything that you got. It was all due to love. So that made me happy.
Yes, I truly appreciate it. I really, really do. All right. Well, as you guys know, we are a health and wellness show. And so we start off each show by giving you guys the latest COVID-19 update numbers. Unfortunately, Kay Renee, I hate to hear this, but there is an uptick in COVID cases. We were talking about this last week before we got off the air. I do know a couple of people who are battling COVID right now. The Illinois Department of Public Health reported 4,705 new confirmed or probable cases of COVID-19. And unfortunately, we had 9 related deaths as of today, Monday. There has now been a total of 1,775,253 cases of COVID-19, which includes 26,277 deaths here in the state of Illinois since the beginning of the pandemic. As of Sunday night, there were 1,833 patients in Illinois hospitals reported battling COVID-19. Of those cases, 341 patients are in the ICU, and 153 of those patients are on ventilators. So, we're praying for everybody. We hope everyone recovers. Those numbers are still quite high. Now, as of Sunday night, oh, no, I did that already. This past Friday, the Illinois Department of Public Health gave a complete week rundown total. So this was from last week. And from last week, we had 28,280 new cases. So that's a 7-day rolling period. So that ended Friday, from Friday to Friday. And with that, let's see. along with 150 additional deaths. But the good news is that 434,995 new vaccine dosages were administered in the state.
That's good.
It is. They're pushing for everybody to get the booster shot. If you got your shot 6 months ago, it's time for you to get your booster. If you got the J&J shot, you can get a booster shot. The big push was to get everybody to get these booster shots before everybody met up for the Thanksgiving holiday. At least, get the dosage in you. What do you think about these new numbers?
Well, we talked about this art way before last week. You'd asked me that question whether or not, with the upcoming holiday, how did you see the COVID, the pandemic, as far as increasing cases? And I knew that people still were not following directions, and now that even there's a mad dash for folks to leave their respective homes to travel to see loved ones across the country. In fact, they were mentioning that since 20, I think it was a 2005, that is going to be the highest travel period since then. Um, Whether you're flying, whether you're driving, whether you're taking the train, and so even though it's still a way of life that we have to wear masks, but for
Right.
some reason these cases are continuously rising. I will be definitely getting my booster shot. Both of us were fully vaccinated in the spring, so now that we're entering a new season, even though fall is still technically on the calendar. It's cold outside and folks have to be in. So, I really would like to see what's going to happen by this time next month, because then
Right.
that's when the next holiday, Christmas, will arise. So
Absolutely.
I'm
Yes.
cautiously optimistic, Art. We're gonna still do our thing. We're gonna wear our masks to November 2025. We're
That's
gonna
right, baby.
still
What we say on this show, we'll be wearing
we'll
masks until
to
November of
November 2025.
2025. Yes, I was out shopping today, and I was in a big box store that does not require you to wear a mask, and it just looked weird to see the people who were walking around without a mask on versus the people who had a mask on. And they're back giving samples in stores now and all of that. And I'm the person who pulls it down, enjoys my sample, and then I put that mask right back
Mm-hmm.
on.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I was getting my nails done yesterday, and the owner has a sign that says, please wear your mask. I know for a fact two of her patrons were not, and I wanted to say something, but it was not my establishment, because everyone else, she was wearing, the owner was wearing a mask, the employees were wearing a mask. For most of the part, some of the customers were wearing, except for these two young ladies, and I was just like, if my looks could say anything, I had to look like, God dog it. She has a sign out in front that says, wear your damn mask. And you choose
Right.
not to wear it. So,
Yes, absolutely. Well, I was in a supermarket the other day, and a gentleman was in there shopping with his lady and reeking of alcohol, and you could tell he would have been an issue. And when I got up to the cashier, I said, I guess it's not worth it to say anything. She said, and don't nobody have time for that type of, because you knew he was going to clown. It was going to be some foolishness with him. And
mm-hmm.
so, she just said, no, we just kind of let it go, which you have to, because 9 times out of 10, the people who do not want to wear the mask, I guarantee you, are the people that want to give you the most trouble.
I know.
Cuss you
That
out,
is not
fight,
worth
spit
it.
on you, act, crazy and all that. So just way too much, way, way, way too much.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Well, our president celebrated a birthday on the 20th of
He
November.
did.
President Biden is a Scorpio. And so, Kay Renee, which birthday was this for President Biden?
Number 79. And he had a physical on Friday along with a colonoscopy procedure. So while he was under anesthesia, Madam Vice President Kamala Harris ran the country for 85 minutes. So that's historic in of itself.
Wow.
Yes. So, he was trying to get that physical for his, before his birthday, but he celebrated number 79, looking just as fit. I'm sure him and Dr. Biden had a very quiet, peaceful, hopefully romantic, birthday celebration for our president. But yes, he is 79.
Very good. All right. Well, very, very good. Happy birthday to our president, President Joe Biden. And he is our
6.
46th president.
Yes, he
Huh?
is.
Our
Yes, he is.
46th, our 46th
Mm-hmm.
president of the United States. All right. Well, he's doing what he needs to do. I mean, there are people, his approval ratings are down. People have a lot to say
Yeah.
about him. But the one thing I will say, at least there's a little bit more calm in this administration than in the past administration.
I agree. I
Right.
agree. Not only that, it's just like almost business as usual. We don't have to worry about every day our the administration saying some off the wall outlandish snit, and there's certain like a respect back to on Pennsylvania Avenue. So you're right,
Yes.
his numbers are down, but this is what happens in a normal administration, not
Yes.
a crazy administration that we had. So we're grateful. I'm grateful.
Hmm. I couldn't agree with you more. Absolutely. All right. I don't even know where to start. I want to talk about Wisconsin in two different
Yes.
ways. Of course, I
Yes.
wanted to talk about what happened on Friday in Wisconsin. But before we do that, I want to acknowledge everything that happened yesterday. Is it in Waukesha? Did I say that right?
Waukesha. You said it correctly,
Waukesha,
Art.
Wisconsin. The people of Waukesha was celebrating a holiday festival and parade, much like we had a festival and parade here in Chicago to kick off the
Yes.
holiday season. Yesterday, Mr. Darrell E. Brooks, 39 years old of Milwaukee, went through barricades, barreling down the street of the parade. 5 people were killed. 48 people were injured. They still do not know if more people were injured or not. The city didn't even have enough response vehicles to get everyone to medical treatment. So the numbers are still out on the number of people who could have been injured from that. It seems as if he was fleeing a domestic disturbance that had happened minutes earlier. From watching the news tonight, I guess he has had a record of just reckless behavior, a long prison, record. People are wondering why he even would be out on the streets. I guess he
Right.
considers himself a rapper. I'm so numb of all of this stuff that is going on in our world now that I feel as if I'm losing my sense of reality, because everything that is happening now is something almost from a sci-fi movie to me. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? What
I
are your
agree.
thoughts about what happened?
Well, I was in shock. We're trying to get to some level of normalcy. As you mentioned, we in Chicago had the Magnificent Lights Festival over the weekend, which was well attended with the floats, and then to hear this
Well,
happen in
let's
Waukesha.
backtrack even one more. Friday evening, we had the official lighting ceremony of the
Exactly.
City of Chicago tree in Millennium Park.
That's right.
Tanya Francisco and Amy Rutledge of Daytime Chicago were the hostesses for that. The mayor and her wife were a part of that, and legendary singer Mr. Brian McKnight, as well as other entertainers, were a part of that.
Mm-hmm.
And then Saturday was your event. So go right ahead. I'm sorry.
Exactly. No, no, no worries. And when they had the lights, they had Mickey and Minnie were the grand marshals, and Deborah Cox, one of my favorite artists, Cool in the Gang. So it was a very worthwhile. They didn't do it last year due to COVID. I can't believe they've been doing it for 30 years. And then to hear this, I heard it early this morning, and I had to do a double take. I said, "Where is this?" And I said Waukesha. And I said, I do know somebody, a few people who were raised in Waukesha, because
Believe
it's
it
a
or
small
not, I had
town.
I had to make a phone call today as well too, because I have a dear
Okay.
friend that we always joke about him being from Milwaukee, but actually
Right.
he's from a suburb like that. And so I had to call and check because his family is very go to festivals and go to parades, and
Mm-hmm.
they do it as a family. So I had to call this morning to make sure he and his family were right, because I'm like you, I do know somebody from there. Yes.
And so, hearing this and then hearing that they had caught the driver, and then later on to hear who the driver was and how it came about that he had barreled so many people. Five. I mean, my prayers, my heart goes out to the families of the five that succumb to their energy, that succumb to their injuries. The age range from, I think, 52 to 84. Children were injured, like, they don't know the status of these little babies. And so it's just, and like you are, you don't want to get detached, but you hear every day something is going on, not only if it's not in Milwaukee or if it's here in Chicago. It's happened here around where we live. It's just really, you just get so numb, right? But I am prayerful, because as you get numb in one aspect, then you hear some wonderful things that happen in another aspect. So we just have to, as we always say on this show, to stay prayerful, but always be aware of your surroundings. That's very important.
Debbie Green said he ran over his girlfriend earlier and
What?
was bailed out of jail. It was a domestic situation that he was getting leaving.
Oh,
The sad part is, I'm sick and tired of things being domestic situations, and I hate to say this, but in Wisconsin, 9 times out of 10, that's how it all starts. Somebody
yeah.
fighting, beefing, I'm so mad and upset. I mean, I was so out of it. And I actually was having dinner with a couple from Kenosha last night when this happened. And we were just having a conversation about building bridges and bonding with each other, and not, everybody sees things in black and white. We see it, in multicolor, and want to embrace each other. And then to have this happen, and then I have to say this, I'm so sick and tired of holding my breath, and then it's one of us. And then after
Yeah.
what happened Friday in Kenosha, and then for this to happen, I'm just, I don't know. I don't, you sent me an article about the decline of Black residents in the city of Chicago. And
Yes.
I must agree. I'm over it. I really do want to go somewhere a little bit more peaceful, a little bit. And I know you really can't run from things, but as a former flight attendant, I used to watch the news every place I had a layover. And I
Mm-hmm.
judge a place by just how horrific and crazy the crime is and what area is it in. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? Like, I've learned about where I do not want to live in certain states just by what I've heard on the news of where the crime takes place at.
You and me both, Art. And as we've gotten older, we want to be at peace. We want to enjoy our life, have fun, be mindful, right? Madagascar. Okay,
Right.
okay, Debbie.
Debbie, you're a mess, girl.
I don't know if I go. I don't know if we go way out there. um, Aloha, Mrs. Espresso.
Hey,
Aloha,
Espresso, what's happening?
aloha.
Aloha. Yay. Glad you're here with us. Yes.
Yes.
That's our
Um,
Hawaiian connection.
Yay, yay.
Yeah.
I just want, I know where I want to go. I know where you want to go. And it's definitely, we're going to speak, we've already spoken out in the universe. So it's just a matter of really visualizing and seeing us in our respective locations.
Right.
Because, we're both raised here. We were born and raised here. And when we were growing up, we knew about Chicago as far as the crime, but it's just taking it to a different level now. It really
Yes, it has.
has.
Yes, it
And
has.
we just need to just continuously stay prayerful. And unfortunately, I was sharing this with one of my dear sisters, that unfortunately the pandemic has exacerbated where people are really alike. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I mean,
Yes.
beforehand, before COVID, we were still, going about our business. But after COVID and during COVID, people really are showing us their true colors. And I don't mean that in a
Absolutely.
bad way. It is what it is.
Oh, absolutely. Yesterday I was leaving here on the south side. I left about 4:30 in the evening. I did not get to Rosemont until 3 minutes before 6 last night. That's just how bad the traffic was. People driving crazy, driving on the shoulders, running through red lights. It just, I was physically worn out by the time I got to Rosemont last night.
I believe it. I believe
Right.
it. I mean, when I go where I need to go, I make sure I try to get there early. So when I get back home, it's like it's still light. I can just kind of relax. But it's just I don't know what to say on this. It's just every time when we report something that's not favorable, it does something to your psyche. It does something
Right.
to your soul, and
Yes.
we just have to make sure we need to replenish that with love,
Yes.
with faith, and with hope.
I couldn't agree with you more. Very well said. With November being a gratitude month, and I'm grateful. I know you're grateful. Most of the people who watch this show are from the grateful and thankful mindset to just be alive, have a roof over our heads, and are able to function day to day. Thank you, Lord, despite what health issues might be or financial setbacks, whatever the case may be. But it's a lot. It's a lot to deal with and
It
navigate our
is.
way through, on a daily basis.
Yeah. So since we're in the Wisconsin, uh,
Yeah, let's talk about it. I need a drink. I need some alcohol because Friday was just a little too damn much for me. Please, I'll let you handle that story before I start cussing. Go right ahead.
well, as if most of you do know or do not know, the Kyle Rittenhouse, I have another word for it, but his legal name, now he's 18. He has been acquitted on all charges that happened in Kenosha, Wisconsin. Now, realistically, most of us who are this melanin had thought that he may get off. Then, with the exception of me, I thought that he may have gotten charged for the gun charge to have an AK-47, but I also thought that he was going to be acquitted, which I was right. And of course, all the news outlets, especially those who have this skin, everybody knows if his name was Kevin House as opposed to Kyle Rittenhouse, he would not be living. He probably would have been dead. And
Oh,
if
absolutely.
he did survive, he would have been convicted.
That's right.
Now, the thing that bothers me, even though I did see the verdict, in fact, my podcasting sister pinged me and said the verdict is about to be read. I said, okay, let me just turn the TV, turn the volume back on, and I'm hearing the four-person read the verdict. And after she read the verdict, he was just just I guess he was just relieved because he shook and did all this antics. But then, of course, we see a photo of him in the car heading home, wherever the hell he was going, smiling, using all 32 teeth. Now, to me, if you know you've just been acquitted, not to say you wouldn't be smiling like he was, he just looked too happy that he got away with. To me, I felt he got away with this. And the bad part about this is he is very young. And I predict he's going to do it again. And I'm going to tell you, if Mama Rittenhouse, if you're watching this, y'all better move wherever to not to be found. Because you're going to have to watch that boy. Because if he does it again, now granted, he can't be charged on a criminal level. But guess what's coming down the pike? Those families are going to charge him in civil court for wrongful death.
That's
Watch
right.
what I tell you.
That's right. So just so you guys know, Kyle Rittenhouse shot three men, killing two of them and wounding the third. During a protest against Kyle's police brutality case in Kenosha, Wisconsin. Well, this was during a a protest that happened last year because of a police brutality case that happened. He argued that he fired in self-defense after the men attacked him. He was cleared of all charges on Friday after testifying that it was self-defense. I just don't know. He's 18 years old. He began to choke up. He fell forward on the defense table. Then he hugged one of his attorneys. He, just, I don't know. It just was too much for me to take. And here's the deal. His supporters donated $2 million towards his legal defense. $2 million.
You know the saying, Art. You do know the saying, right?
No, what's the saying? Please help me to understand. What is the saying?
Money talks.
And BS walks.
Well, there you
and
go.
BS walks. And BS walks. Absolutely. He raised $2 million, his defense fund.
Yep.
And he was so dramatic and over the top that it was just horrible. I don't know. But I mean, we're closely watching what is going on down in Georgia. What do you think will happen with that particular case? Because if those three white men, if them three white men get off,
if those three white men get acquitted, George Floyd 2.0, I guarantee you that folks are not going to allow this again to happen. Period. Because I saw some parts of the trial where the prosecution asked the son that shot him, that delivered the fateful shot. She asked him, "Was your life threatened?" No. She asked some questions where he told the truth.
Right.
But he looking like, I'm still gonna get off. Okay. All of the whole world is watching the Ahmaud Arbery trial.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Yes, they are.
Because I guarantee you, if they get acquitted, wherever you are, you better hunker down.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Do we know when the verdict is coming down? Is the jury is deliberating right now, correct?
I think they're deliberating right now. But the thing about it, they have, of course, videotape of him going into the home, not really he just went in the home just to be looking, just to be nosy. Right. There's video of other people, white folks, going in there too, and nothing has happened. So we're gonna stay prayerful on this one. But the thing that bothered me about Rittenhouse, or we have another word for him, Rittenhouse, yes, Rittenhouse. What the hell was he doing with an AK-47?
17 years old.
That's a weapon of serious mass destruction to me.
Absolutely. At 17.
So, 17. I can see if you have a gun with the magazine, but you had a major weapon that when you touch one, you're going to kill somebody.
So, and his mother is 38 years old and looking like Louis Anderson. His mother looked just like Louis Anderson. If you look at a picture of her and Louis Anderson, and she's 38 years old.
She looks older than that, but yes, I saw her. And Kyle was interviewed by Tucker Carlson of Fox News saying, "I'm not racist. I'm a supporter of the BLM movement." See, this is what our vanilla people don't understand. Don't come out saying you're not racist.
They denounced his ass immediately. Do you understand me? They denounced his ass immediately.
Don't come out saying I'm not racist. See, don't say that. Then why the hell would you have an AK-47 walking up in there?
Right. Unbelievable.
At 17.
Right.
You don't even live there. So the justice system is saying anybody can get a major weapon of mass destruction who doesn't live in a neighboring state can go to that state and just shoot up anybody.
Just for the hell of it.
Just for the hell of it.
Amazing.
Under the guise of self-defense.
Right. All right. Well, let's move on. I'm sure we'll
Okay.
hear more about that. Let's see. Watika said, wait a minute. Oh, hey, Karen. She said his mother dropped him off. Right. His mother dropped him off. Louis Anderson dropped him off. The man who brought the gun got charges. Right. Yep.
And the mother didn't get charged. See, that to me, she should have been culpable as well.
Because they thought she was Louis Anderson. I'm telling you, they
Shut
thought
up.
she was Louis Anderson. I'm just telling y'all, they thought she was Louis
You
Anderson.
better hope Louis Anderson not watching our show. Be like, that I look better than that. What the heck you talking
I met Louis Anderson. I love Louis Anderson though. So, but yeah, look at the picture in here. I'm telling you, they look just alike. Well,
all I'm saying is let Louis Anderson watch the show. He will call you up and say, all right, now you know I look better than that.
that's
Come on
right.
now.
That's right. Because she don't need to tell nobody she's 38 years old. I just am in shock that she is 38 years old. Well, it seems as if one of my favorite retailers is really taking a lot of hard hits these days.
Yeah.
Louis Vuitton store here in Oak Brook has been hit. The Louis Vuitton store in Northbrook had been hit. And then over the weekend, the Louis Vuitton store in San Francisco got hit. So last week we saw a video of 14 males storming the store in Oak Brook. The armed guard who stands duty at the store was on break. When he returned, the crew just started knocking him over. Customers were scrambling out the way. They took every bag that was on display in the Louis Vuitton store. 14, and they were in and out in a matter of seconds. I have a feeling that big name high-end retailers, well, they were mentioning that they now want people to get buzzed in and out of Louis Vuitton stores. The Louis Vuitton store on Michigan Avenue, you have to stand in line and wait, and only so many people are allowed to come in at one time. And so I'm trying to figure out what can be done, because these big name retailers, they not going to keep playing with this type of situation. And like somebody was even saying that maybe they should have cutouts of the items. The whole mystique of going to places like that is to smell and touch and try it on and before you drop that loot in that store. So what do you think about this situation?
Those days are over. That's what I think about the situation. I guarantee you, other big name luxurious retails like Coach, like Gucci, which I'm planning to see House of Gucci when it comes out. All these name brands, they're gonna be thinking, because from a loss prevention standpoint, they're losing a lot of money. Insurance companies may not, insure them because of the losses. Um, what we've known going to, that's right, they're gonna be packing. They may have AK-47s in there, the security guards. Um, it's really sad because it makes it bad for the regular customer who saves their hard earned dollars to purchase a product. I like Louis Vuitton. I've had Louis Vuitton when I was younger. I'm a Coach woman now, but I like Louis. And for me, if I wanted to go to purchase, if I'm gonna put some money down to purchase a Louis, I want to see it, as you said, see it, smell it, touch it, all that. For them to say, well, here's a cutout of what you would get. I'm not paying that much money to see a cutout. I want to see the real thing. But
Right.
those days may be over.
Yes. Karen just said Louis Vuitton ripped off in California. That was the San Francisco store I was talking about. And then also 80 people robbed a Nordstrom store in San Francisco. It's just too much. It is too much. I'm not understanding the gist behind it all. I know, we live in such
easy.
Right. We live in such a designer world society. I'm guilty of it. I love my designer things, but I also don't want to steal. I mean, when you've been around people who steal a lot, it's very unnerving. It's very dishonest. And I feel like when people steal, they reap what they sow eventually in the long run. And so it just bothers me to know, if you really want something, work for it and you'll be able to get it. But then, I guess so many people just don't want to work for it and they just want to get it,
Let me I said this earlier in the broadcast. This pandemic has exacerbated people. They're really showing their true colors.
Right. And I don't care what color you are. I don't care what color you are.
That's right. That's right.
I couldn't agree with you more. All right. Well, let's keep moving on. This past Thursday evening, I didn't get a chance to see it firsthand, but I saw it afterwards. There was what they call the young people call it verses, where we say verses, but the young people call it verses. And it was a verses between Shaka Khan and Stephanie Mills. And it was a little strange, to say the least. I love and adore Shaka Khan, Yvette Stevens, Chicago South Side. One of my late uncles used to hang out with her. They were kind of an item back in the day. She's a vocal treasure. She, her voice just runs the gamut of just pure style, grace, and elegance, whether it's jazz, soul, funk. I've even heard her sing gospel. If you've ever heard her sing My Funny Valentine, it is probably one of the best renditions of that song ever. But her performance on that verses was really questionable and bizarre, to say the least. I want to give Stephanie Mills a major shout out. When we talk about Black women helping other women to adjust their crown and to help lift them up and motivate and inspire them, Stephanie Mills did a hell of a job. But Stephanie Mills is that type of person anyway. And rumor had it that Shaka really didn't want to do this, but she did it. Now, another thing too, Shaka is actually a very odd and awkward person. If you get to know her in person, sweet as she can be now, but she's different. And so I don't know if maybe she wasn't up for it. Some people wanted to say maybe she was under the influence. I don't know what it was, but it was a weird appearance and performance. Did you get a chance to see it or say it?
I did. And again, kudos off to Stephanie. I love Stephanie. I saw her in The Wiz. That was one of my favorite musicals. My parents took me to see The Wiz with Stephanie, and so I've always adored her. Again, Shaka, My Funny Valentine, and one of my songs that I've sung, in fact I sung it in my wedding, Through the Fire, one of my favorite Shaka Khan songs. I was really kind of disappointed. I sensed that she did not want to be there. I also sensed that something was just not right with Shaka. And I'm hoping that she's okay, because you can tell and we've seen performers all over the world, Art. I know you have. You know when an artist is on their game and when an artist is not on their game.
Right.
But Shaka was not on her game that night.
Right. And I feel so bad. I feel so bad, but I thank God that Stephanie Mills, a lot of these young artists would have ripped her, girl, and we've seen that before with some of these female groups. The beautiful part about this, 2 seasoned women, she probably saw that something was wrong, and again was steady trying to help Shaka adjust her crown.
That's what a real queen does. So
right.
That's the difference between a young girl and a real queen. There are 2 queens, and Miss Stephanie was fixing her crown, and I that part, the camaraderie, I adored that part of the performance. But you could tell that Shaka was not on her game.
Right. Yeah. We wish the best for Shaka. Hopefully she will come through whatever it is. Again, an icon, a legend, really one of Chicago's very own, and we are so proud of her. But I don't know. I don't know. And she recently just did a couple of concerts. But I was telling somebody, when you're a performer like that and you have a show set that you do, it's almost like you're robotic. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. That's just like with me doing TV, radio, whatever the case may be. Hey, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome, blah, 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 blah. Get into it. It's time for us to go. I'll holler at you. And then once I'm done, I turn it off. And so, maybe that's the case with Shaka. So I don't know. Debbie Green says she partied too early. Right. I don't know. Maybe she did. I don't know. Both the ladies look great, though. They really did.
They do.
Yeah.
They do.
All right. Well, what you got for us tonight, my dear?
Well, the thing about it, we talked about the good, we talked about the bad and the ugly. Let's talk about some good here. And even though I think he's very strange, but I'll give him kudos about Jeff Bezos, Amazon's own. I mean, we've contributed to Amazon multiple times, but
oh, honey, we
apparently,
contributing to Amazon now.
I am too. I'm waiting for a package in the morning. So
right, yeah.
What Jeff Bezos, and for those who didn't know, has donated $100 million to the Obama Foundation in honor of the late Congressman John Lewis. Now,
wow.
To me, this is, and it's the largest individual donation to Obama Organization Foundation to date.
Very good.
That is, kudos to Jeff Bezos, excuse me. And maybe a lot of these billionaires are trying to follow the Warren Buffett pledge, meaning, and Bill Gates, to donate all your money before you leave here. So when we make our billions, Art, we will be doing the same.
Yes, absolutely, darling. Yes, absolutely. Yes, we will. Yes, no question about it.
So congratulations to Jeff Bezos, and even more congratulations to the Obama Foundation, because we know in a few years that all that presidential library and all is going to be popping up. It's going to be interesting between now and 2025 when we're supposed to be removing our masks.
Yes, well, I'm counting down every day to 2025. Are you kidding me? I'm trying to do my best to be here for 2025 because, baby, I can't wait. So I can say, bye-bye. I'm out. Love y'all. See you. Yes, absolutely. Come on, 2025. Yes. Very good. What else you got for us, my dear?
Well, for those basketball fans, I was kind of sad to hear this about King James. He's been suspended because he did some naughty stuff. He elbowed one of his opponents when they played the Denver Pistons in the face. And
he drew blood. He drew blood.
And they had gotten to
look, in COVID times.
Right.
Yes.
So he was ejected, and now he's been suspended. So even though King James, everybody loved LeBron, I admire LeBron, but even the best can have a bad day.
Yeah.
Elbowed him, started bleeding, and everybody was onto the court ready to fight. And they're like, "Oh, break it up." They threw him out. So
yes,
gotta pay the piper.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. So we hope that all works out. As you said, this pandemic has brought out just the strangest behavior in everybody. Yes,
I tell you. And then we had a music awards show last night, the American Music Awards. I didn't see all of it, but I
shout out to my girl Cardi B.
From what the snippets, she looked gorgeous, right? And the boy group BTS, they just killed it, right? But yes, the one thing I wanted to see, and I'm glad I got to see it, the boy bands from Boston.
Yes.
NKOTB, New Kids on the Block, and New Edition. And that should have been a versus battle. Them two bands, they were off the chain. I was like, they were.
And look, I want me a colored coat so bad now. Okay. I don't know what to do.
I can see you in one of them coats.
Are you kidding me? I could wear every color of them coats. Matter of fact, the commercial for Old Navy and Keke Palmer has on a lovely yellow coat. I'm like, do they have that in men's? I got to go out here now and find me a colored coat because I loved every one of them coats they had on.
Wait, you and Chris Bass, y'all would just rock it.
Yes.
The hat, everything. I pictured the two of you in particular, like, oh, they would look good. But the moves, they were so, on point for both bands. Because it brought me back. I did see New Edition um, in concert. It just brought me back to that time, and they were just jamming on my favorite songs, both bands. So that's what I was waiting for. So I got a chance to see that performance. But this is award season. The next one I think is coming up is not the there's another awards that's coming up in a few weeks. So award season is upon us. And but
Okay. So we want to congratulate some of the winners last night.
Yes.
BTS, big winners. They were up against Taylor Swift, The Weeknd, Ariana Grande, Drake, and Olivia is at Rodrigo.
Yes.
But BTS won. They some bad boys now. BTS, I love them. Them guys are really phenomenal. Most trending song, the winner was my girl Megan Thee Stallion for her song Body Yaddy 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 Yaddy. Congratulations to her. Have you had any hottie sauce yet?
No.
Girl, hottie
I like
sauce
the commercial though. I don't know if I'm gonna have any.
Hottie sauce look like it would give you gas though. That's why. Right. I'm scared to eat the hottie sauce. I'm scared it might give me a bad case of gas, and I don't need that. I'm already gassy enough. So we'll see. We'll see. But yes, congratulations to Megan Thee Stallion. Best new artist, the winner was Olivia Rodrigo, as you said. She was the winner of that. Duo or group pop rock goes to BTS. So we want to congratulate them. And they were up against Silk Sonic, Maroon 5, Glass Animals, and AJR, which I don't know any of those. For best video goes to my boy Little Nas X, Montero, Call Me By Your Name. And as you guys all know, we talked about that video here on the show. He was up against The Weeknd. He was up against Olivia. He was up against Cardi B, and he was up against Silk Sonic, Leave the Door Open. So congratulations to him on that. Best pop and rock song is Butter by BTS. Congratulations to them. Female artists went to our girl Taylor Swift. And country album went to Gabby Barrett, and her album is Gold Mine. And gospel artists, believe it or not, the award went to last night, Chicago's very own Mr. Kanye West for Best Gospel Artist. Fix it, Jesus, is all I'm going to say. Fix it, Jesus, is all I'm going to say. And Kanye West won in the gospel artist category. Fix it, Lord. Yes. And his ex-wife is now kicking it with Pete Davidson. Yes. Kim Kardashian and Pete Davidson are now an item. Pete Davidson from Saturday Night Live. And from what somebody told me, Pete Davidson is like that, if you know what I mean.
That's right. Drink your tea.
Sip my tea. Sip my tea.
Speaking of Saturday Night Live, we want to send condolences to Peter Aykroyd, who is a member of Saturday Night Live, and he's the brother of Dan Aykroyd. He passed away at age 66. No details of his death, but they announced that earlier today. So,
no, our condolences on that. Yeah. Oh, wow. So what else you got, my darling?
Now check this out. Now this is something I'm past my prime in, but you've heard of Basketball Wives Tammy Roman, right?
Yes.
Well, apparently she's open to having her husband, or having another woman's have her baby with her husband.
She what now?
Tammy Roman is open to husband having another baby with another woman. She's open to that. I said, go ahead.
Well, now, are we talking a surrogate, or are we talking he can go out, dip out, and have another baby by somebody else?
I'm going to read this from the article. Roman, who is 51, and her husband, Reggie Youngblood, who is 34. This 17 years age difference seems to strengthen their relationship over the years, but Roman admits she needs another woman's womb to help her husband carry on his legacy.
Okay, now here's the deal. I'm not necessarily mad at that or I mean, I'm kind of in a situation like that. And if you really do want to have kids or whatever the case may be, then yeah, we can talk about that. I thought maybe you said it was okay, like he can go out and get him a mistress or a dip on the side, but really
It kind
we're
of
talking
alluded
about
to that.
a surrogacy thing. You know what I'm
Well,
saying?
it actually, that's what it sounds like, but that's not what it reads. You know how the media is; they want to portray it in different than what it actually is.
Look what Debbie said.
See, that's what I think it is too. That's why they word it in such a way. So that's I'm just saying. It didn't say it like Candy Burris. Candy Burris had a surrogate for her child, with her, so that was plain. Everyone knew that. This article did not allude to that. It alluded to, as Debbie Green stated, they may want a threesome, and if she gets pregnant, so be it.
Okay, but now what's bad about that? If you and your mate have an open relationship, you guys have talked about it. I know for you, this might be totally impossible, any of that. A triad relationship is what is called in the LGBTQ community. I do know of situations, heterosexual couples that have added another mate into the situation. I mean, I don't know, to each his own, whatever floats your boat, but I'm hoping it's a surrogate situation versus that we're a threesome. You know what I'm saying?
I
I
hope
mean, I
so too.
don't know.
And again, would I be open to that? I don't know. The thing about it is, and I'm gonna tell you this: I've been approached by men who want to do threesomes, and I said, and this is a quote: "The day you engage and gorge in the appendage, then I will do the opposite
Wait
to a
now.
woman."
The
When
day that you
the day a
wait,
man
wait.
wait. See, I don't want us to get us taken off the air here, but
No, it help ratings, right? It help ratings. Go ahead.
right. Well, I mean, when I say when men have approached me and say, would you be with another woman? And that's not I don't float that way. But I
That
will, and I said, the day that you, meaning the man, will lick, suck an appendage is the day that I will eat sushi.
right.
Okay.
Okay.
And
Okay.
so
Okay.
and I don't say it in that vernacular, or I say it in a different way, so they
Yes.
get my
Yes.
message.
Yes. Well, I know of somebody who, the wife always thought the husband had a curiosity streak, and she wanted,
Mm-hmm.
they were so in love with each other that she kind of wanted him to satisfy or see if that's what he wanted. And they kind of opened their relationship up, and the
Be
husband
careful.
stayed with her and all of that. So, I mean, that's negotiables between couples because I don't know. I mean, I really don't. But now that you said she's 51 and the husband is 37, I don't
Mm-hmm.
know.
That's all I'm saying. The way they worded this article, it did not preclude that they wanted it was going to be a surrogacy type of situation. That's all I'm
Got you,
saying.
got you, and that's right,
And
right, honey. You have to.
that gave me pause. That's all I'm going to say.
Debbie is a mess. Here she go, honey. You have to crave sushi. Yeah, you. I mean, right.
Right.
I mean, I look. I've lived a mighty long time, and I've seen some things that would blow your mind. I've seen
I
people
believe
do
it.
some things that I
I
was
believe it.
like, wow, to the point that I'm not even surprised or shocked anymore by people's behaviors and the things that
Right.
they do. I just say be careful, be adult about it, and do what it is that you need to do. Debbie Green says she thinks Tammy likes sushi or
Oh, there
loves
you go.
sushi. Yeah, well, I
Well,
love sushi too, but I'm talking about like tuna roll, shrimp roll,
right. That's the
calamari.
sushi I like.
Yeah, I'm talking about right.
I
Yes,
don't like the other type of sushi. So they, and that's again to each his own. Whatever rocks your boat. But the fact that in my 54 years on this planet that I've been approached, and men will just have their eyes bulge. So, ooh, this is great. But when I make that statement, crickets. I
Okay.
don't hear
All
nothing.
right. All right.
So
Very good. Well, coming up tomorrow night on the Tuesday night edition of the Real Chat Daddy Show, we have a wonderful surprise guest that's joining us tomorrow night. We have the daughter of the late, great Mr. Bernie Mac, Miss Janice McCullough, will be joining us tomorrow
yay!
night to talk about the life and times of her late
Oh,
dad, Bernie Mac, Chicago's very own, who
yes,
rose to all type of success and fame. But
yes,
Janice will be here with us tomorrow night to talk about losing a loved one and grieving the loss of a family member during the holiday season. So I'm
oh,
looking
yes,
so forward to this conversation with her. She
yeah,
did her first radio show this past Thursday night on one of the stations here in Chicago,
mm-hmm.
talk radio stations. And so Janice will be joining us tomorrow night to talk about the life and times of her late dad, the incredible Mr. Bernie Mac, as well as how to cope and deal with the loss of a loved one during the holiday season. So, Kay Renee, I figured that'd be a great conversation for the three of
Yes.
us to have,
Oh my
and
goodness,
you know,
yes.
right. And so I felt she would be the best guest for us tomorrow evening.
Oh my goodness. We all three of us bond after this because we
Yes.
unfortunately we're part of that club, and it's it's one of those it's one of those things. But you know I've learned that that's why I said earlier to you, as you celebrated your special day, you give people roses while they're here, because when they leave, you don't have any regrets, because you know that that day will come where you're
Right.
going to lose that loved one. You don't know when it's going to happen, but
Right.
when it does, you can say honestly that I did everything I could for my loved one. So
And it's a hard pill to swallow. It
it
is a
is.
hard pill. There are a lot of major adjustments that happen in your life. Things
Yes.
will never be the same like they were before. So, I'm looking forward to this conversation with Janice tomorrow evening.
Me too. Me too.
Yes, absolutely. Well, for those of you all that are just joining us, welcome to the Monday night edition of the Real Chat Daddy Show. I am your host, Chat Daddy. So glad to be here with you guys on the Monday before Thanksgiving 2021. We're exactly 3 days away from Gobble Gobble Day. We're exactly 4 days away from Black Friday. And next Monday, this time, we'll be talking about Cyber Monday, two of the most impactful days in shopping. We've heard so much about the shortages, the lack of things. I was in the big box store again today, and I'm one of those people who love remote control candles. I love to, Kay Renee, I illuminate my house at night with
Mm-hmm.
candles to have that romantic atmosphere. And it was so funny. I was telling my friend I was with today, I said, you know what? Maybe I'll wait and grab these later. And I forgot that they had been saying on the news that, listen, grab that stuff now. Don't be talking about wait till later, wait till later. Grab it now. And believe it or not, everybody in the store pretty much had this box of candles in their cart. And I said to myself, and they had just dropped at this store 2 days ago in the sales paper. So I
Wow.
said, okay. And I even thought about it. I said, I may go back and get me even another box of them because they're really beautiful. But to talk to us tonight, we are so honored to welcome our next guest. When I tell you we are in the league of The View, The Today Show, any of those major shows, we are fortunate enough on the Real Chat Daddy Show to talk to a major superstar.
Yes.
Major. Her
Yes.
goal is to help as many people as possible. Her dummy series, I just love it. Do you know how many of those books I have? If I turn around right now on my shelf, matter of fact, I hope she gives me a degree tonight in being the most dummy book reader than any other person in the world. You know what I'm saying? I love those books because
Oh my goodness.
look, she's right. When we bring her on in just a second. So, Kay Renee, do you want to kind of talk about our guest and then we'll bring her on?
Oh my goodness. This woman is a woman after my own heart. She's a journalist, an educator, a podcast host, an author. But more importantly, ladies and gentlemen, this woman has sold, let me just build this up. She sold over 1 million
That's what an
books.
M. Million.
Not
Right.
not 1 million books.
Yes.
Doing the For Dummies series. And so, ladies and gents, we're humbled and honored to welcome author, queen extraordinaire, Miss Marsha Collier.
Yay! Here she is. We love her. Yay!
Hi. Oh my, I'm a queen. That's the first time anybody's ever called me that. I'm like, I want the necklace now.
Yeah, you deserve the necklace.
Absolutely.
You are worthy of the necklace. And when you come on with us, we make you a family member too. So just know that.
I love that. I totally love that. And by the way, the reason I've been on those shows and the reason I've sold so many books is I'm older than dirt. I mean, I was on when Matt Lauer had hair.
Stop it.
Yeah. True.
Well, we'll put it like this. You look amazing. It is an honor to have you here with us. And we want to know the whole story. Look, we have our beverages. We're ready to chit chat. Congratulations on the new book that will be dropping this week on Wednesday. But let's go back to who you are, how you got started, and then we'll bring it all forward.
Oh, it's such a long story. And it's something that all women should know. I worked for a big corporation. I worked for a major newspaper. I had a really successful job, but then I had a daughter. And then I had a divorce. And then I had a daughter to take care of. And I was lucky enough to be able to start my own business back in the days when there were shopping centers. Remember shopping centers?
Oh, yes.
And I used to do the marketing and the advertising for shopping centers. And I converted a garage at my house because I didn't have money to rent something. I had one contract with one shopping center, and I started doing that. And I ended up with all the shopping centers in my area of Los Angeles. There was 5 major shopping centers. So I had desks in the garage and people working there. And I mean, I even had childcare. This is way back in the day, because everybody had to pick up their kid at school. And I didn't even question the fact that I had to hire somebody to take care of the children. I mean, you know, it's just a normal thing to me. So I did that. And then because I was so busy, my daughter and I went on eBay, which wasn't even eBay at the time. It was Auction Web. And right. And when I was a little girl, I don't know if anybody can relate to this, but my mom couldn't afford real Barbies. So I had all the fake Barbies. If you remember the fake Barbies.
Yes.
And
I remember Skipper. That's what I had.
Skipper, the little one. I have a Skipper right now.
Okay.
But what I do is I'd go on eBay. It was Auction Web at the time with my daughter. And we'd play Going, Going, Gone at the auctions and snipe bidding at the very last second to get Barbie clothes for her Barbie. And we got some of the best clothes, and I got really into it. And then it became eBay, and their PR person called me one day and said, the founder's going to be on the Today Show. Would you like to join us since you're one of our very active sellers? So I said, sure. But what the great part was is my daughter and I used to go shopping together to find little things to sell. And we knew what limited edition things were. And since they were very regional, some parts of the country had a lot of them, some parts didn't. So we'd buy them, and we'd do this together on Saturday mornings. And then we'd list them online together and we'd sell them. So I did the Today Show for the first time. I'd done it about 3 times. And 2 weeks later, somebody said, would you be interested in writing a book about eBay? So like midlife career change. It was not really a career change until the books actually sold.
Right.
And
yes.
Now eBay for Dummies is in its 10th edition, which is crazy amazing. I mean, who thought a book would go 10 editions?
Right. You know, the one thing that I will say, and this is really, truly an honor, your books have helped me through so many different situations. I don't care how much formal training. I don't care, what the class, the course, whatever the case may be. When there was something I needed to know the answer for, I would go and search the books and find out in what I consider layman's terms, easy instructions, directions, all of that. So in you creating all of this, it's amazing to me.
Well, I haven't created all of the For Dummies books. I've created a large amount of them.
Okay.
But the whole point behind Dummies books is to write them in a certain way. And every book on the For Dummies series has a technology editor who double checks to be sure that everything that the author is writing in the book is true.
Right.
That the technology is right and that, yes, you can learn from this. And it's a great method of double checking books, because sometimes you buy tech books or you read stuff on the internet. It bothers me so much. There's so much on the internet that's somebody's opinion. It may not be the real deal. It's just somebody's opinion. Mm-hmm. And the For Dummies people have a great way of double checking to be sure that you give the right information.
Wow. So let's talk about your new book. Unfortunately, I'm not an Android user, but Kay Renee has an Android. And I love it that you're gearing it towards seniors. But what's so funny is I think even I could, I said in my promo, it's for anybody. So what made you want to create a book for Android users?
Well, because I looked at the Android smartphones book and I went, this isn't, I want the basics. I want to be able to understand the basics. Do you know that there are people who don't know that if you hold down your finger on an emoji of a hand, that it changes colors?
Right. Yes.
Now you probably know that.
There's
a whole bunch of people who don't know that. Or you can change the hair color.
Right.
I mean, people don't know that. So it's the basic things like Gboard, which is the keyboard for. What kind of Android do you use?
I have a Samsung S9. I need to upgrade mine pretty soon, but I'm an Android person and will always be an Android person.
I love Android. So you've got the Android Samsung S9, which is, we'll have to talk about that later after the show.
Okay.
But I had 7 phones. I had a OnePlus. I had a OnePlus 9 Pro. I had a Samsung Note 10. I had a Samsung S10 Plus. I had a Google Pixel 3 XL. I had a bunch of different phones because Android is a little bit different on every phone, right?
Right.
You notice that. And what I do is when I take the basic steps, I say, well, this is the way it is on the normal Google, because Google is the operating system. Mm-hmm. There is a skin or additional stuff that's put on by the manufacturer of the phone. And that's why it takes upgrades quite a while to get to people, because it has to be tested on the different phones before it comes to your phone.
Right.
But so I had all these phones. My house kind of looked like a T-Mobile store. There were so many phones here. But I wanted to be sure that I could give people the right information. For example, you know that emergency information on your phone?
Yes.
Do you have it filled out?
I do.
Okay. One warning. If you have that emergency information, I went around and I spoke to all the fire chiefs in my area of Los Angeles. And I said, do you check that? And they all said, hell no, we don't do that. We're too busy trying to save you. We're not looking at your phone. And plus, there are also legal reasons why some people may not be able to look at your phone. When you get to the hospital, they will go through your wallet to find your insurance cards and your ID and all that. And that's the best place to put your drugs and your medical information, is in your wallet behind your driver's license.
Mm-hmm.
The problem with having emergency information on an iPhone or an Android phone is, let's say you put it on a bar, you have the phone sitting next to you, and then somebody swipes up on your phone real quick, as they do. That's the way you access the emergency information. They can take a photograph of that. And then your phone goes back to normal and you'll never know. And that person has just stolen all of your private information.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You're absolutely right. Yep.
So, these things, and we're encouraged to do this by the phone manufacturers and the operating systems, because every time you put something in your phone, you're sharing information with someone. And maybe to a fault, but I'm very cautious as to how many people and companies I share my information with. Mm-hmm. So, think about these. It's written in my book, and I'd love to send you a book, because I
absolutely would love to read it, because
me too.
Yes, we would love to read it, because what other safeguards, before we even talk about Black Friday, Cyber Monday, are there any other tips that you'd want to know? We have such a diverse audience, and really, this is really helpful information.
Okay, do not use public Wi-Fi to do anything but read a book.
I agree. Yep, I agree.
And the reason is that without getting too technical, it explains it in the book. There can be man-in-the-middle attacks where somebody can get through, and they can just get all kinds of things off your phone. If you're going to use public Wi-Fi, you should use a VPN. And that's topic for another show, but that's something you can get free, but they're not very expensive. I subscribe by the year. And what that does is it routes your internet information through the servers of a new server. So it's not exposed as publicly, and it's a lot safer.
Mm-hmm.
So, public.
I recently was in the hospital, and a couple of people kept sending me messages. Hey, did you send me a friend request? Did you send me a friend request? And I was like, no. And people were sending me screenshots of, and as soon as I got out of that hospital and got off of their lovely Wi-Fi that patients and people could use, all of that squashed. No more issues, no more problems. And I knew that's what it was.
By the way, happy birthday.
Thank you.
You don't look a day over 20. I'm telling you.
Thank you. Thank you. Neither do you, my dear. You look fabulous.
But when you're using public Wi-Fi, and in the hospital you have to, each VPN gives you an app that once you get on the Wi-Fi, you just open the app and tap where you are or where you want to log in from. You can log in from anywhere in the country, and it will move your stream over to their server. So it's just an app you put on the phone, and it's very safe. And in the book, I talk about safe ones and unsafe ones. And it's something everybody should do, public Wi-Fi. And also, when you're at the airport or you're in a train station and they have the charging stations, and they want you to plug your phone into a charging station, don't do that either. Because those can be hacked also.
Yep.
Don't look so terrorized. It's true.
It's the truth. That's why I carry the battery packs with me. Yep. Yeah, I carry the battery pack. Very seldom do I plug into public places. And even if I have to carry me 2 battery packs, a good friend of mine will tell you now, I'm a fanatic for buying those great battery packs, but I don't plug into places like that. I'm very careful about that.
Yeah, totally. I mean, I talked about that in the book too. I mean, there's so many, and these days, it doesn't hurt to have a phone sterilizer. I know that it's a great Christmas gift. The one I use, and I don't plug people. Whenever I mention a brand, it's something that I use and I've tested myself and probably bought myself. I have something, the phone soap. It's a little box. You put your phone in it, close the top. It exposes it to UV rays and it kills everything. Funguses, viruses, everything. You can put your keys in it. I put my retainers in it too. I'll put anything in it to keep it sanitary. And in these days, your phone, you put it down somewhere, it's touching everything.
Yep. I agree. We quick to hand it to people. I went out to dinner with some people last night. You hand the waiter your phone. You hand, can you grab a picture of everybody? So what I started to do was carry little alcohol pads with me, and I take the little alcohol pads and wipe my products down as well too.
Okay, one warning. Alcohol can damage the coating on your screen.
Wow. See, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it can. And that's why they make like special stuff, screen wipes and things like that, because alcohol can kind of disintegrate it little by little.
Wow, we are learning so much tonight. Oh my God.
Master
This is
class.
amazing. This is really amazing. This really is a master class with the queen herself. Right. Yes. That's right. So let's talk about Black Friday and Cyber Monday, two of the biggest days in shopping. I was reading the paper yesterday. Everybody has started the Black Friday sales already. I was in stores today. Grab your Black Friday items now. Let's talk about both of these 2 days.
Well, I heard you were in a big box store and you bought those candles.
Yes.
Good for you for buying the candles. I can't even walk into a big box store because I pretty much buy everything I see.
Yes. That my best friend is like that. Yes.
Right. You can't help yourself. Oh, that looks great. I need that. I need that. Oh, I should give that to my neighbor. I should give that. Yeah, I'm useless. I can't go there. It's too dangerous. But what you need to do this week is make a list. It's not sexy and it's not fun, but make a list. Know what you want to give people. And if you don't know exactly what you want to give, write their hobbies next to their name and put a dollar amount. Once you write a dollar amount on a piece of paper, you're more likely to stick to it than if you don't put a dollar amount next to it. I mean, writing something down. I hate to say it, we all have computers, but keeping things on writing notepads really makes a big difference.
Yeah.
So you do that. You make your list so you know exactly what you're looking on and you can be laser focused.
Okay.
So a couple of tricks. Usually on social media, if you have a list of brands that you want to shop at, these brands will be issuing deals like every hour or every few hours on social media. The quickest way to get that is to go on Twitter and follow the account and click the little bell next to the follow button. Mm-hmm. That means you will get a notification every time they post something new.
Mm-hmm.
So if, 1 hour, we have a sale on, bam, won't you be happy that if that is something that you want for your list? So that's a really good way to keep track of things. And also during the holidays, there's a lot of, let's just say, bad actors. They're people with ill intent, and they put up fake websites, and they put up beautiful fake websites. And a lot of them will advertise on social media. You see all these ads on social media, right? I mean, I'm a sucker. I look at them. I can't help myself. But if it's a brand or something I've never, ever heard of, and even if I go over, I mean, there's one that's killing me because they keep putting up the ads and I keep going there. But I don't know who they are. I never hear my friends talking about them. I never see them referred to by anybody I know. If you've ever seen those things on the internet, this is the picture of what I ordered and this is what I got. I don't want to be one of those people because refunding your money, technically, if you received something, whether it looks like the one you thought you were going to get or not. Oh, thank you, Debbie.
Yes, we are loving you. Yes, we are loving you. Yes, keep going.
You might not get it and your credit card may not back you because they'll say you got the item, even if it's ugly.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Go Team Android. Absolutely. Yes. So, but the other thing is some of these websites are fraudsters. And they do just want to get your credit card numbers. They want to get your personal information. And believe me, that's worth a whole lot more to them than you spending $25, $30 on their website. Because then it's sold on the dark web. Mm-hmm. And as a little tip, and this has nothing to do with the book or Christmas or shopping, but there's a website called Have I Been Pwned? And it's spelled PWONED. Have I Been Pwned? You can go to that website, put in and it's very safe. It's run by a security specialist. put in your email address, and you can see if your email address has been hacked and has been put up for sale. You can also search passwords. You can search user IDs that you use. And it is a safe website, haveibeenpwned.com. And that way it'll really tell you if you have to start changing passwords quickly.
Wow, interesting. How often do you think people should change their password? You know, and the sad part is we live in a world now where everything requires a password. Lord knows I've changed mine so many times that the thing says, listen, you've used this one before. Well, how often do you think we should change passwords?
Oh, this is bad because I am the worst person. My husband is so good. He's got the password manager and he's like perfect and he's always changing it. I change my passwords when there's a problem, and that's one of the reasons why I use that website, is I run my certain passwords, and you know they tell you never to write them down.
Right.
You're working from home. Where's it going to go, really?
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, that piece of paper that you might use and tape to the bottom of something in your office under your printer or something in case you forget it. You know, I like to use I'm just, you know, an anti-tech techie. See my shirt, it says, trust me, I'm a geek.
I love it.
I mean, I use words to songs. Think about song lyrics that you like. Alternate capitals. Throw in asterisks or, you know, the different symbols, exclamation points. But make them things that you'll remember. Now, I realize that that runs against what the big tech people are going to tell you to do. But I'm a regular person, and I just, if I have one of those passwords that's QXTRV7SBY, I'm not going to remember it, and it's just not going to work for me. And you know, if you forget the password, then you have to reset it. So then it's screwed up again. I mean, for ladies out there, how about using shoe brands? I did that for a while. Different brands of shoes, your favorite brands of shoes, and put symbols in between it, capitalizing. Use things that you will remember and that are simple.
Very good. We have a question for you from Debbie Green. She says, what do you think about the new Facebook? Facebook is now a different company. They're kind of rebranding themselves. What do you feel about that?
Well, you know, I wrote Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram for seniors. And by the way, my books aren't just for seniors. To me, I write them and I say in the introduction, they're for people who want to know the basics without the BS. I'm not going to give you technological baloney that you're never going to use and that you won't understand. And why do you even need to know it? And luckily, they keep hiring me to write books. So that's a good thing. But the new Facebook, I'm very cautious on Facebook. Everybody, be careful what you post on Facebook. They're getting every bit of information. And you know, when you go to certain websites, it says log in with Facebook. You realize that that gives that other company the right to read everything off your Facebook profile and everything you do. So you need to go through your security. This to me is more important than anything else with Facebook. Go through your security and privacy settings regularly. Just go down the line because they change them. Not only do they change them, but they move them so you can't find them. So we have to be much more careful. And, you know, I don't know about using a Facebook designed pair of sunglasses with cameras in them. That's going to be everywhere we go.
I thought that was weird too. I really did. Yep.
Now I did see, by the way, a pair of Bose sunglasses that are Bluetooth, so you can play music from your phone.
Yes. Yes.
Those are so cool. And you can get them. They sell refurbished ones. I'm big on buying factory refurbished. Okay,
very good. We need to have you back for a lot of different things because I was a little leery, but I'm with you. If it's refurbished and it comes, you know, with a warranty, I'll do it. Absolutely.
Right? Because I'm going to pay that much for, you're kidding me? I mean, technology is worse than a brand new car.
Mm-hmm.
You don't even have to drive it anyway and it loses value.
That's right.
That's right.
So as soon as you walk out the phone store, that phone depreciates. Yes, it does.
In my book, I advise people, there are a couple of websites you can go to where when you decide what kind of phone you like, you can look up, because honestly, my eyes really can't tell the difference from some of the different screens. I mean, some of them, yeah, they're really beautiful, but do I really care? Do I want to be paying $100 and some odd more because it's got a magic screen? Mm-hmm. If I can read it, that's all I care about. Think of what's important to you, and you go to these websites, and I highly recommend buying oftentimes an older phone because they work. Like I said, I had 7 phones when I wrote the book. They all ran Android 11. I did the beta test for Android 12, and I'll tell you, it was okay, you know.
You know what I want to talk about before we leave each other is the 3G and 5G. I guess they're getting ready to shut down 3G soon, and they're saying that people who have 4G and that, you know, they wanted everybody to go over to the 5G. What's your thoughts on that?
Okay, they're going to shut down officially the 3G, but not for a while.
Okay.
I thought the reason they're trying to get everybody on 5G, we're not going to get into my conspiracy theories right now, but I will tell you that right at this point, it's a marketing thing. Because do you really need your phone to be faster than it is? I mean, do you see videos just fine on your phone? I mean, why do you need it? Why should you be paying $100? Oh, they're going to love me out there. I can just see it now. This is why I never get any tech advertisers on my podcast, because I just don't like telling people to do things that are not going to benefit them, because I'm not one of those, you know, rich tech bros. I have to watch my money. And it's really important to buy a phone that you can afford, and that's going to perform for you. So, I mean, you can go, Samsung on and off opens a refurbished store on eBay. They also have their own refurbished website. So does Apple. I mean, anytime I've given a gift to anybody, and I've given relatives like iPads and things like that, I go to the refurbished site. I don't buy brand new. Refurbished is definitely the way to go. And like I said, even an older phone, that Samsung Note 9, I mean, I hated to give it up because it was a great phone. And still today, it's updated. So, you know, you have to do what's right for you, right for your budget, and don't fall into the marketing of 5G.
Very good. Debbie Green,
how's it going to help you, not anybody else?
She said, honey, you must be a Scorpio. I love it.
I'm a Sagittarius.
Oh, you have a birthday.
My birthday's coming up.
Yay!
Early birthday.
Very good.
Thank
you. Renee, I know you have some of your famous questions for her before we have to run. Go right ahead.
Well, I'm just the astute student here, just listening to a queen, now not only you're a queen, but you're also a diva. And I'm the queen of acronyms. So diva stands for determined, intelligent, vivacious, and accomplished. So you're a true diva. But let me ask you this. Who inspires you to be this diva, this queen, this wonderful wealth of knowledge? Who inspires you?
I'm weird, you know. I'm inspired by the fact that I want to help people. That I feel bad when I see them become victims of technology. For example, one of the reasons why for seniors is on the front of my book is, how many seniors do you know that are embarrassed when they call their kids and ask for help? And how many kids have you heard say, oh, my mom called me and she asked me, and look at her stupid texts. Her texts are so stupid. Well, no. Respect for everybody.
Amen.
We should respect our elders. We should respect everybody. And
Yes.
that's why I wrote the book, so they can be they can enhance their knowledge and be happy. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I agree with Debbie. You are an angel. You really are, because that's amazing. I'm with you 100%. Nothing aggravates me more than when people want to not learn and get with the program. And we live in a world now where these smartphones make things so much easier. This pandemic should have taught people a lot about staying connected and in touch. And I do believe that we should teach our elder community and our seniors to be the best, even at the technology, no matter what.
That's right.
Well, that's the reason I did write the book. I think you were saying like the introduction and the beginnings of my book. And that was because we started the pandemic. I was crazed because my job was originally, I would travel around the world, and I've been to some great cities where I'd host technology conferences for different big brands. And I worked with Samsung, and all that came to a halt with the pandemic. Mm-hmm. So then all of a sudden they had a vaccine. I got really excited. And I texted my neighbor and I said, are you getting your vaccine? She said, I don't know how. I went over to her house and showed her how to do it on her iPhone. Then I went to another neighbor and showed her how to do it on an Android. And a bunch of different people who were over a certain age, and they weren't old. They just didn't know how to do it. So I figured that's why we need to learn these basics. It's really important. So that's the reason I wrote the book.
Yes, I agree. I think it's the best thing ever. Really, you are a godsend because I know a lot of people who are so intimidated. I live someplace where I'm the first person to put internet in the unit I live in. And imagine all these years, the person who lived here never had any internet. And really, when the guy came, he said, you're the first person to put internet in your unit. And I'm thinking, wow, like, I couldn't imagine living my life without the internet, and look at how, I do a show via the internet now.
Exactly. And that's the internet. I mean, I could talk to both of you for hours. I wish we were friends. Wish we lived in the same city.
So here's the deal. We are your new family. When you come to Chicago, you have family here. We'll eat, we'll do whatever. But anytime you want to come back and hang out with us on the show, you have a connection, and your connection will make it happen, because we would love to talk to you more. We would even just love to have an evening with you to just pick your brain about a lot of things, because you are phenomenal. You really are.
And I love your queen.
Oh, Marsha, let me just say this. You are my book mentor because I am an author as well. So when Art mentioned that you were going to be here, I said, oh my goodness, another author. So you really have inspired me. Now I got to get to write my next book.
Well, let me give you a real tip first. Before you write the book, write an outline and write a sample chapter, and then submit that to publishers who may publish it for you. And, then they have to pay to print the paper.
Mm-hmm. Very good. You're absolutely right. How can our audience find you, follow you, and keep up with you? I have your website here, but tell us how we can keep up with you with everything. And then tell us how we can get the new book and all of that.
Well, the book doesn't come out till Wednesday. So I'm like, but you got my name, Marsha Collier. That's Marsha Collier. And I'm on Twitter all the time. And I'm on Facebook. I have like a professional page on Facebook, which is verified, but Facebook won't let me verify my personal page because they're not sure I'm still the same person.
Oh my God. Well, we have you here with us. All right. That is funny. And now, is this website still a good one? Cool, ebaytools.com?
Do you know, I'd much prefer social media. When social media came around, I was so grateful because I used to have a newsletter, and I don't sell things to people. That's not something I do. I used to send out a newsletter with tips and tricks and information, and I didn't make any money from it. And I was paying for it to go to like 10,000 people at once. So immediately when social media came in, I jumped on it because this was a way now I could connect to people and they could message me and we could talk. And my email address is in every one of my books. So if you ever want to email me, you can email me through that email address and I will answer. And I get some great questions.
I agree with you on that because I personally think a website is a waste of time now. I really do. I have to renew my website now. And I'm thinking to myself, oh my God. And people, oh my God, you got to have a website. And I'm thinking, are you kidding me? Social media is so much more effective. Marsha, we'll have to have an offline conversation. We love you. We really do. Oh my God. Happy Thanksgiving.
Yes.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy birthday. You are a new family member. We love you. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for the incredible Miss Marsha Collier. Yay!
And this show is such a blessing. Have a blessed holiday. And your family should stay safe and healthy.
Thank you. We love you so very much. Everybody loved you. Thank you and have a great night. Be safe.
Bye-bye.
Good night. Bye. Oh, that was amazing. Isn't she fabulous? We just love her. Yay.
That was a master class.
That was a master class. She's incredible. Yes. That was incredible. The audience really loved her. I'm tired. This was a great show. Look, I feel like I need a degree in just everything technology now. But oh my God, I love to hear somebody just preach the truth about things.
Yes.
We spend all these monies on these phones, and you know, and the moment you lose it, you're losing your mind, and just all of it. Yes, absolutely. So very good. Her book will be out. We'll have her back on. Let's see what everybody else is saying now.
Yes.
People are like, what a great conversation. I'm getting a million text messages. Oh, everybody said A+, A+. Yay. What a gem. Yeah, she is. Scorpio Love said yay.
Yes.
All right. Well, Kay Renee, let's get that nugget of knowledge out and then let's close out tonight's show.
Yes, today is Make It Happen Monday as we celebrate Thanksgiving week. And it's just simple as this, y'all. Be stronger than your excuses. Again, this is Make It Happen Monday. Hashtag stay strong in your goals.
Very good. For more information about this amazing young lady, go to karensnuggetsofknowledge.com. karensnuggetsofknowledge.com. That's where you can find out everything all about Kay Renee. We'll be back tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Don't forget, Bernie Mac's daughter will be joining us, Janice McCullough, the daughter of the late, great Mr. Bernie Mac. And we're going to talk about losing a loved one during the holiday season. And we are super excited to welcome her. And thank you so much. Hey, Denard Crawford. What up, Denard Crawford? Oh, this is really great. Yay. Brother Denard is watching us. Thank you, Wamelda. We appreciate you as well. Yes, absolutely. Yes. All right. So for more information about yours truly, please visit therealchatdaddy.com, therealchatdaddy.com. Very easy, very simple. Go right there. Everything you need to know is there. I'm telling you, I want to get rid of that damn website. I want to get rid of it. I do. I really do. But they, you need to keep your website. You need to keep your website. I'm like, no. Social media. I'm telling you, social media. If I post something immediately, I get immediate gratification. That website, yeah, absolutely. Yes. All right. Well, everybody have a beautiful and wonderful night. Get all your Thanksgiving things in order. The stores are crowded. Be careful. There's a lot of shortage of things, and be careful out here as you're out and about. A lot of criminals and crooks out here as well, too. God bless you all. We'll talk to you tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Bernie Mac's daughter will be joining us. Talk about the life and times of the great Mr. Bernie Mac and losing a loved one during the holiday season. All right. On behalf of Kay Renee and yours truly, Art Chat Daddy Sims, we love you guys. We'll see you tomorrow night. Kay Renee, we both got on black tonight. Oh, yay. Yay. Gone. All right. We out of here. Love you guys. Oh, wait. Let's see. We got one more comment.
What is it?
We do. Let's see. Yeah, before they riot everything. Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Yes, you're right, Scorpio Love.
We love you too, Scorpio.
We love you, Scorpio Love. All right, everybody, we're out of here. We'll talk to you guys tomorrow night. See ya. Bye. Bye.
Show. It's the Real Chat Daddy Show.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Real Chat Daddy Show.